and welcome to Weekly Wisdom. I'm excited to share a word with you all today as we continue this series. This is the sixth part of the I'm Covered series. And I want today to go to the book of Daniel yet again. We dealt with the book of Daniel last week when we began looking at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace and how they were kept even in the midst of going into the fiery furnace, which was designed to wipe them out, to annihilate them, and to destroy them. This week, we are going to stay in that book of Daniel, but we're going to move a few chapters later to the sixth chapter, the 19th through the 23rd verse. Daniel 6, 19 through 23 is going to be our main part, and then we're going to go back a little bit later and grab some of the context that leads up to those verses to be able to drive home the point that I feel like I'm on assignment to share with you today. And so, Daniel 6, verses 19 through 23. It reads, "Very early the next morning the king got up and hurried out to the lion's den. Very early the next morning, the king got up and hurried out to the lion's den. When he got there, he called out in anguish, 'Daniel, servant of the living God, was your God, whom you serve so faithfully, able to rescue you?' Daniel answered, 'Long live the king. My God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths so that they would not hurt me, for I have been found innocent in his sight, and I have not wronged you, your majesty.' The king was overjoyed and ordered that Daniel be lifted from the den. Not a scratch was found on him, for he had trusted in his God." I just want to talk to you for a few moments today from this subject because I believe that he's about to cause some lions to like you. And I wish you would just declare it. Just declare the title even in the comments as you're watching this, whether live or on the rebroadcast. Lions like me. Lions like me. Can you type that on the line so that you can declare it? And we're going to discuss that. I believe that today I have a prophetic message to share with you. I really do believe, and I hope that you can be receptive and open yourself up to believe this, that God is about to give you favor with some adversarial forces. People who intimidate other people are about to, for some reason, you might not be able to put your finger on it, you might not be able to describe it, to understand why, but he's about to cause some people who intimidate other people to just, for some reason, like you. Somebody with great authority is about to be on your side. And other people aren't going to necessarily like it or understand it. They're going to be sometimes even jealous about it. But they can't stop your favor. Why? Because you are covered. You are covered. We know that a lion is representative metaphorically and sometimes referenced as the king of the jungle. The lion has a mane that makes it look like royalty, and it has great strength that allows it to ferociously at times defeat its enemy and even its prey. And so it is referenced as the king of the jungle. A lion is powerful. A lion walks around with a certain strength, with a certain confidence, with a certain air of courageousness. The lion is representative and reflective of the king of the jungle. And I believe that God is giving you favor with lions. Oh my goodness. I don't want to move too fast past that because I want you to catch it. God is orchestrating and giving you favor with lions. God is about to begin to align you, receive this if you will, with powerful people. They're going to see something good about you. They're going to be able to see how you can benefit them. And God will put a sweet spot in their heart for you. I wish you'd say this, he's giving me favor with kings and queens. He's giving me favor with kings and queens. Now let's go back up and let's look at the context leading to the outcome of this scripture that we've just read. If we stay in that same chapter, Daniel chapter 6, but if we go back up to the beginning of the chapter, well, let's start at the second verse. We see some things begin to happen. It says, the king also chose Daniel and 2 others as administrators to supervise the high officers and to protect the king's interests. So what we are getting in this context as we look at the beginning of this chapter of Daniel 6 is that the king is establishing some systems of leadership in his kingdom. He has selected a large number of high officers to kind of be the governmental structure that allows his kingdom to be able to flourish and operate and to run. And in the midst of that, these Hebrew people have become indentured servants, basically slaves, because they have been conquered by this Babylonian empire, and they are Hebrews who are in captivity as slaves. But what has happened is that some of those in captivity have begun to operate with such a high level of excellence. Enter Daniel. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were the same way, that they have risen through the ranks and even have found themselves outranking some of the citizens of the country that has now taken and held them captive. And so Daniel is one of those who has found great favor because of his excellence in operation, because of the high skill, character, and quality of how he goes about handling his business. He has found favor with the king. And it says in this verse 2 that the king chose Daniel as one of 3, so Daniel and 2 others, to be administrators to supervise the high officers that the king has placed as kind of the heads of government, to represent him in different areas and different matters that have to do with the government of this empire. And Daniel, who is a captive, has risen through the ranks and has been put in a position to be a supervisor of those selected to run the government of this particular king. The king chose Daniel and 2 others as administrators to supervise the high officers and to protect the king's interest. I want to parenthetically stop here and just inform you prophetically and declare that you have been chosen and you have been selected. Oh God, I feel that thing. You have been chosen and you have been selected. And what you have been chosen for and what you have been selected for is to have influence over influencers. He has chosen and selected you to have influence over influencers. This favor gives you supervisory rights over leaders. Oh my goodness. Not everybody gonna get with this today, but somebody's gonna catch it because it's for you. This favor gives you supervisory rights and influence and impact over leaders. You are a leader of leaders. You are an influencer of influencers. Oh my goodness. And it's just reflective of the God that we serve, who is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. And he said, I'm going to create you in my image and my likeness, and I'm going to cause you to operate in my image and in my likeness. And in the same way that I am the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, I'm going to begin to position my people to be the leaders of leaders, to be the, I feel this thing prophetically today, to be the influencers of influencers. To begin to be the administrators of administrators. Are y'all following me today? He says, I want you to reflect who I am. I want my creation to operate in the authority that I have demonstrated to them. And so I'm going to cause you, in the same way that I'm the King of Kings, that I'm the Lord of Lords, he says, I'm going to cause you to be an influencer of influencers, a leader of leaders, an administrator of administrators, a supervisor of supervisors. And this is the level that he's trying to elevate you to, so that you no longer only see yourself, oh, who is this for? So that you no longer only see yourself as support, but that you begin to recognize that he is ushering you into a path of being a leader, and not just a leader of small groups, but a leader of leaders. He's called somebody who's going to watch this broadcast to be a pastor of pastors. This message isn't for everybody, but there's some people that he is elected to be elect. Oh my goodness, that he has selected to be an equiper of those who have great influence. You are an influencer of influencers. You are a leader of leaders, a pastor of pastors, a supervisor of supervisors, and he's taking you from faith to faith, from glory to glory, and from strength to strength. And so the king chose Daniel and two others as administrators to supervise the high officers and to protect the king's interests. And then in verse 3, it begins to give us more context, and it says that Daniel soon proved himself more capable. Somebody just say it. Just say more capable. I'm more capable. It says Daniel soon proved himself more capable than all the other administrators and high officers. Because of Daniel's great ability, you got some great ability. Because of Daniel's great ability, the king made plans to place him over the entire empire. Because when his opportunity met his preparation. Oh, I wasn't going here, but this is for somebody. When your opportunity meets your preparation, then doors will begin to open that will cause you to have more influence and impact than you would have ever imagined possible in your field, in your neighborhood, in government, in your family, in business, in your community. Oh my goodness. But what has to happen is that you have to have a level of preparation that makes you ready for your opportunity. And so when the chronos time, the clock time, the natural time, the o'clock time, the date, when the chronos time meets the kairos time, the kairos being your purpose, the opportunity, the plan, the intended path, the braided and weaved plan that he has for you, when your kairos interacts and intersects with your chronos, if your preparation is ready for your opportunity, then when the time comes, you will elevate. And he's positioned you. He just needs you to get your readiness right. He has positioned you for great influence. And it says that Daniel proved himself more capable than all of the other administrators and high officers. Why? Because of Daniel's great ability. Because he had honed his craft. Because of Daniel's great ability, his ability to do things that other people hadn't taken the time to learn how to do, to understand the big picture, to understand where his role falls in the greater grand scheme of things. Because of Daniel's great ability, the king made plans not only to elevate him to the level that he already was at, but now that he was at the level and he was producing appropriately on that level, the king, it says, had made plans to place him over the entire empire. The entire empire. The entire empire. All right? Stay with me. Because what I need you to understand is that promotion is coming to you based on and because of your demonstrated ability in the area that you handle your business. There's something that you can do that nobody can do the way that you can do it, because no one has your swag, your style, your flavor, or your flow. And because you have honed your craft, because you have taken time to maneuver your art into a way that operates in the kind of excellence that Daniel saw. Daniel was a man of excellence, of great character, of great ability. He did what he said he was going to do. He was disciplined. Oh my. Because he was disciplined, promotion came to him, and in your areas. Now, this doesn't apply to you if you don't have any area of discipline in your life, but that area where you have honed your craft, where you allow your unique skill set to produce something that nobody else could produce, to see a problem in a way that other people don't see a problem, to find a solution in a way that other people can't find a solution. The area where you have honed your craft, you have developed, you've gone to school, whatever it is, you've practiced, because you have appropriately practiced. I'm here to tell you that it's game time. It's game time. And because you have honed your craft in a specific area, promotion is coming to you just like it came to Daniel, based on and because of your demonstrated ability in a specific area of skill, a specific skill set. You've demonstrated that, and promotion is coming because of that demonstration. All right? Verse 4. Verse 4. This is what happens next. Then the other administrators, his peers, and the other high officers, people he was supervising, they got uncomfortable. They got annoyed. They got frustrated. And it says that they began searching for some fault in the way that Daniel was handling governmental affairs. Then the other administrators and high officers began searching for some fault in the way Daniel was handling governmental affairs, but they couldn't find what they were looking for. It says they couldn't find anything to criticize or condemn. Why? It says because he was faithful. Say that. He was faithful. Number 2, he was always responsible. So he was faithful, he was responsible. And then number 3, and completely trustworthy. So he was faithful, he was responsible, and he was completely trustworthy. So when his haters tried to find fault in the way that he was handling the governmental affairs, they could not find any fault because his character was intact, because he was operating in excellence, because he was faithful, he was responsible, and he was completely trustworthy. Now, if you get an opportunity presented to you, it's important that you have these things in check. You need to be faithful, you need to be responsible, and you need to be completely trustworthy in order to maintain the elevation that he's bringing you into. He's about to bring you into elevation, into promotion, into new opportunity, into operating at another level, into faith to faith, glory to glory, strength to strength type operation. But the only way that you can maintenance it, the only way that you can maintain it, the only way that it's going to work out in your favor is if you have prepared yourself appropriately, and you will be faithful, responsible, and completely trustworthy. He can't promote you if you're not going to handle it when you get there. Oh my goodness. I hope this is good for somebody today. It's good to me. The more your favor manifests, the more scrutiny you will be under. I think you need to hear that. The more your favor begins to manifest, the more opportunities you have, the more you find favor with kings, the more scrutiny you will be under. There was a great young philosopher in my lifetime who grew up in the streets, I believe in New York, by the name of Christopher Wallace, also known as the Notorious B.I.G., Biggie. Biggie Smalls. He said it like this eloquent master of words and thought at a very young age. He said, "More money, more problems." More money, more problems. Now, as Daniel rose through the ranks of this societal system, handling governmental affairs, as he elevated, he began to raise up in value. More money, more problems. Haters were misusing their work time. Instead of giving their energy to being better administrators, to being better high officers operating the governmental systems, instead of that, they spent their workday searching for Daniel's faults. Just if there's somebody near you as you're watching this, just ask them this question that I know you've been wanting to ask your haters in the work situation. Don't you have some work to do? But today I want to add a component to this fantastic, phenomenal, too young departed street philosopher statement where he said more money, more problems. I want to add something to it. More favor, more solutions. It may be true, more money, more problems, but I need you to understand that the more favor you have, the more solutions you'll have for those problems. That even though people will hate on you as you rise through the ranks, as you get opportunities that they feel like they're better positioned for, as they're wondering why a foreigner is my supervisor. Oh my goodness. I need you to understand, more favor, more solutions. Verse 4. Then the other administrators and high officers began searching for some fault in the way Daniel was handling governmental affairs. We read that. But I want you to catch the last part. And with the conjunction, you all know I like conjunctions. The second half of this statement, it says, but they couldn't find anything to criticize or condemn. Why? Because he was faithful, always responsible, and completely trustworthy. Daniel operated with integrity. Daniel operated with character in such a way that his haters couldn't find anything in his performance to attack. He was faithful, he was responsible, and he was trustworthy. Handle your business appropriately so that you don't leave room for your haters to succeed in their plight against you. So since they couldn't find any rules that he had violated, any laws that he had broke, instead they changed their methodology and they tried to change the rules. I'm not going to read all of it, but they set both the king up and they set Daniel up by convincing the king to sign a new law that Daniel couldn't spiritually commit to. The law that they convinced the king to sign was to make a decree that for 30 days, no one could pray to anyone except for the king, because they knew that Daniel would keep on praying to his God. And then they found and caught Daniel in the act of praying. And after they did that, jump down to verse 12. It says, so they went straight to the king and reminded him about his law. Didn't you sign a law that for the next 30 days, any person who prays to anyone, divine or human, except to you, your majesty, will be thrown into the den of lions? Yes, the king replied, that decision stands. It is an official law of the Medes and Persians that cannot be revoked. Then they told the king, that man Daniel, the one you like so much, the one you promoted over us, that man Daniel, one of the captives from Judah, is ignoring you and your law. He still prays to his God 3 times a day. Verse 14, hearing this, the king was deeply troubled. His immediate reaction, he realized that they had just set him up. It says the king was deeply troubled, and he tried to think of a way to save Daniel. He spent the rest of the day looking for a way to get Daniel out of this predicament. He had favor with the king. He had received promotion from the king. The king was planning to continue to promote him even to a higher level, to be in charge of all of the affairs, just like Joseph, right? To be in charge of all of the affairs of the entire kingdom that he was under siege within. My goodness. And the king had a soft spot for him. When he found out that he was set up, the king was sad, and he tried to ideate and to come up with strategies to figure out how he could get Daniel out of this predicament that had been created. But the king couldn't find a way out of this one. And so instead he told Daniel, may your God rescue you. But he had to keep his word, and he sentenced Daniel to a night in the lion's den. When the earthly king's favor isn't quite enough, the good news is that we have another king who is the King of Kings. Verse 19 gets to the text that we read in the beginning, and it says, very early the next morning, the king got up and hurried out to the lion's den. When he got there, he called out in anguish, Daniel, servant of the living God, was your God, whom you faithfully serve, able to rescue you from the lions? The earthly king called out into the lion's den, and he asked if the heavenly king was able to save Daniel from the kings of the jungle. Daniel answered in verse 21, long live the king. In other words, I'm straight, king. Don't worry about me. Verse 22, he continues, my God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths so that they would not hurt me. For I have been found innocent in his sight, and I have not wronged you, your majesty. Daniel answered the earthly king that his heavenly king caused the kings of the jungle not to hurt him. And I need you to say it again like you said it earlier. Lions like me. Lions like me. God is giving you favor with earthly kings. That is human authority. He's given you favor with the kings of the jungle, the lions. These are the systems that are designed to attack, oppress, and destroy you. And most importantly, he's given you favor with the King of Kings himself. He will cover and deliver you from the hands of the enemy. Verse 23 concludes, the king was overjoyed and ordered that Daniel be lifted from the den. And then look at this. Not a scratch was found on him, for he trusted in his God. That's all I came to tell you today. Lions like you. You are coming out of this situation that has been coming after you without a scratch. This system of oppression, the king of the jungle, these lions of systems, the king of the jungle, you're coming out of this situation without a scratch. Your favor is being released today. Oh my goodness. I wish you'd say it. My favor is being released today. My favor is being released today. No one can see how in the world you will come out of this situation unharmed, but God. But God. God is the only one who sees how you will come out of this situation unharmed. God is about to demonstrate that he has given you favor with earthly kings, human authority. That he has given you favor with the kings of the jungle, the lions, and the systems that were designed to attack, oppress, and destroy you. And most importantly, he's about to demonstrate that he has given you favor with himself, the King of all kings, and he will cover and deliver you from the hands of the enemy. This is the encouragement that I have for you in this message today. You are covered, and lions like you. Go in this, your peace. Have a phenomenal week. Love you all. Talk to you soon.